Hello and welcome to Return to Eberron, Cult of the Godseed. My name is Matt Nahat and I will be GMing my good friends here, and we are going to be getting into our game. We're going to go around the table, virtual table, to people introduce their characters. We have had one game last time. You can catch that on this playlist. And yeah, pretty much we'll just dive right in. And can I get a nominee who would like to sort of very quickly summarize what happened last time, or I can do that. Anyone want to volunteer?
I can do it.
Sure, sounds good. All right, well, we'll go around the table. We'll go Lana, Don, Silas, Felice, and then Bastian. So, go ahead, guys.
Wait, hang on. Is Steven giving the recap, or are we all introducing ourselves again?
After you guys introduce yourselves, Stephen will give the recap.
Alright, hi, I'm Mary playing Lana.
Excellent.
I'm Steven playing Dawn, the half-orc druid.
Thank you.
I am Chris, playing Felice Kofi Jones, the student of archaeology.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Corey playing Silas Phoenix, the White Phoenix.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I am Bones playing Bastion, the Clockwork Cleric,
Awesome. And over to
or Warforged Cleric.
Excellent. That's great. And over to Stephen.
Last week, our adventurers were... what was the beginning, actually? So I remember the middle and end part well. There was a threat from over the seas, a prophecy to fulfill.
Yes.
We went to the college to meet with a Gynosphinx who told us the details of the prophecy, albeit as vague as they were, in exchange for a sundial. And past that, we attempted to book passage to the southern continent, where ever-increasing disasters were radiating out from, and was determined to be the source of these nightmares and dreams that some of the populace was having.
Perfect. And indeed, we did book passage for 2 days after, and our characters have had time to get whatever goods they needed to get for the month-long journey, and for whatever, however long you would like to be prepared for, really, on Xen'drik, being that we don't really know what's there. We know that there is a city there, but we don't know too much about it just at the moment. We do have the name of a contact from Moorgrave University that we can look up once we get there, but we don't sort of know anything about the accommodations that we're going to be able to have. We don't know, what the weather's really going to be like. We just know that there's likely to be storms, at least on the way, so you guys can be definitely ready for that. As I said last time, Flint, the trader, will have these shoes, these specially magically enchanted shoes that will help you in the storm to stay on board the ship, if you so choose to have those. And apart from that, it was really just you guys finishing up whatever you need to do around Shan and around your homes, and then meeting up with Hyacinth on her ship when we were ready. So no one really posted between now and between last time and now, except for Lana as to what she wanted to do. So I'm guessing no one really has specifics. As long as you know that you are definitely prepared and anything that you want, you'll sort of have with you. And I haven't really charged you money for that because we don't know what's going to be out there, and I don't want to really deprive you of that. And yeah, you have your backpacks, you have any storage bags that you want, that sort of thing. Everything's sorted, and we will cut to boarding the ship, boarding Hyacinths Bucket here. And so I'll jump over to that one. There we go. So welcome aboard Hyacinths Bucket. You can see, hopefully, that your characters, you should be able to move them around. There is some ship's crew that are scattered here and there, manning cannons up in the mast. The captain is at the wheel, and yeah, we can get underway unless there's any last things anyone wants to say. I'll give you one last opportunity before we leave the docks.
Maybe post leaving the docks, I think Don's going to make a point of lording his status as a passenger rather than a ship worker over the other party members. Not in a cruel way necessarily, but in a over here, server, another drink, if you will.
Felice will talk to the captain briefly about maybe doing half work, and paying half passage.
Sure, yeah, you can do that. Obviously, our resident sailor has secured the ship. Someone is echoing, sorry. But that's okay. Yeah, we've had someone secure passage for us. So we don't have to pay any money, but you can if you wish. And any money that you pay, obviously, will get you in high standing with the ship's captain and the ship's crew.
It's coming out from Mary.
Sorry.
Okay. That's better, yeah. Yeah, so if you wanted to pay half passage and do a little bit of work, because, yeah, to book the passage without paying, yeah, you did need to work the whole voyage. So yeah, she's willing to accept that, and you'll be in higher standing with her as far as that you've paid money. And obviously the ship has cargo that they're going to be off selling and stuff when they get into the next port, but yeah, that's cool. Is there anyone else that wants to sort of either pay their full toll so they don't have to work, or anyone else that wants to sort of pay half and half, or anything like that? Let's just go around the table and see who's doing what. So, Lana, what would Lana do? And you?
She'd pay the wage, but she would. I think she'd help out here and there, anyways.
Anyway.
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay.
The opt-out option when she wants.
Yeah. So like, I've done enough for today. I've paid my way, so I'll just chill now. That's cool. All right. Let me actually, now that we're here on the ship, and now that we're sort of all doing different things, I will make a little little document here so that I can keep track of who's doing what. So Lana is paid in full, working some. Don, what about you?
Don is paid in full.
In full. All right. Felice, you want to do half and half?
She's doing half and half, yeah.
Silas.
Yeah, Silas pays, but he would also, work a fair amount,
Excellent.
helping out the greater good. No, the greater good right now is the ship.
Yep, for sure. And Bastian, you're just wanting to... Yeah, let's hear it from you.
Bastion is saving up all of his gold, but he is working like a machine, scrubbing the dock and tying up ropes.
Perfect. Alright, well, you guys can do that. And we get that sorted. Some of you work, some of you won't. And the ship heads off out of the dock. And you can see that many of the captains of the other ships sort of looking down their noses at this particular ship as it sort of leaves the dock. And Captain Hyacinth holds her head high and her figure straight. She's very proud of what she has made, but doesn't look like she's quite in their good graces yet. And you are able to leave the dock safely and head out to sea. All right, so
Lana goes and hides in the crow's nest.
okay, that's fine. So what I'm going to be doing is rolling a d12 to see what happens in our first month of travel, if anything.
Nothing.
All right, we have a 2. I prefer rolling than just be like, this is exactly what happens. Okay, let's see. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to drag some tokens onto this map as we have a little experience here. So, let's see. Look down my list. Alright, so what's going to be happening while I find this? The sea around you, and this is about halfway through the first week here. Cracker!
Oh no!
That was very quick drawing there. Yes, no, that is not from me. Yes, so the sea will start to surge. It's about the 4th day out of port. And from several places, there's these little mini whirlpools in the water that appear. And you're not exactly sure what is happening until you see some figures emerge from the sea. So let's show these guys. There's 4 of them in total, 2 on either side of the ship. Okay, very good. And let's see, we have a couple of smaller ones. One here, and one over here. And they are riding upon these bare-faced seals. So I'll put the seals beneath them. It's not really going to work. Alright, I'll put the seals down there. And so, yeah, these figures, the main ones, the 4 main ones, are riding upon these bare-faced seals. And they rise up from the water. And they make these little circles. The whirlpools rise up into the air about 5 feet from the surface of the water, so that they're sort of being held up by the water currents. And they all speak in one voice. And let me just bring up my list here. Legend. Okay. They say, "We are the mouth of Nakark. You are entering into the territory of Nakark. We demand that you either pay tribute or worship the great Nakark." And then they just sort of pause and wait to see what you might respond with.
Well, I know Lana's up in the sails just kind of observing this, and she'd be looking over to the captain just to kind of see, alright, what are we doing?
Don will yell out a reply. I don't remember seeing Nakark's sign anywhere around here. Are you sure?
The voices, or the figures, all sort of pause and look down into the sea. And they say, "The great Nakark has recently awoken. We are but the mouth of Nakark. There are no signs apart from the fact that you are here in this part of the sea."
So how does Nakark know that this is his part of the sea?
It has always been. Even while Nakark was sleeping. Below the surface of the water.
Well, thank you for the information. You're going to be on your way now.
You must choose.
Nakark's...
What sort of tribute are you seeking?
It can come in many forms. The great Nakark is a being of great power. It'd be wise not to anger Nakark. Tribute may be given in monetary form, sacrifice, or another form of worship. And they'll pause for a minute, and as one, they'll sort of say, follow the ways of Nakak. Seek the signs of Nakak. And honor Nakak. An hour each day. That is enough.
What are the
So-
ways of the cart?
So Don's gonna do something that'll probably make him angry, but I'll want to give the rest of you a chance to respond first.
Sure.
Alright. During this time, Bastion will have snuck up his way over to the person steering the ship. I assume it's the captain.
Sure, yeah.
And will slap him on the back and cast guidance. Steer straight.
We're going to try and make a run for it, are we? She whispers.
It's up to you, Captain.
I mean, there's a few of them, but yeah, the ship's pretty fast. There's a bit of a breeze that I can probably catch. You know, maybe we just say that we're gonna follow the ways of Nakak and perhaps just sort of and maybe they'll let us pass. I mean, I don't really care for it. I don't really care either way, but I don't really... having seen how they can move the water like that, I don't know. Don't know how powerful those beings are or anything about this Nakak figure. If you would like to, you may make religion checks to identify if you recognize that name. That goes for anyone in the group.
Let's see.
Ah, religion, my greatest weakness.
Yeah. Cool. 16.
I almost
20.
asked for the
All right. Very good. Okay, so Chris or Felice, you will definitely recognize the name of Nakak. You heard a tale once about a great kraken that, and it's just a fairy tale to you. A great kraken that was once alive and that sort of traversed the seas and made her home in the ocean. But as far as you're concerned, that's a fairy tale to scare off people as they traverse particular areas of the ocean. Dawn, you definitely have the same information, except you know that it was actually real, and that in its time, this was millennia ago, that there was an additional form of worship or payment that you somehow know about. Maybe as a druid, it was something that you were taught. And this involves ingesting a type of algae that is not poisonous. That the algae can only be found in the area of the ocean where Nakak resides. And by ingesting that algae, you would be basically... It's kind of like taking the bread and wine in Christianity or Catholicism. It's the act of ingesting that would be a sign of reverence. You know that particular algae is not poisonous or dangerous to you, but these guys that have been speaking haven't mentioned it. So, and you know Nakak was a real figure, was a real kraken. You don't fully believe them that she's fully awoken. There would be other signs suggesting that within a very large radius of the ocean, things would start to change dramatically. And the things that you've heard, the storms and the islands, that doesn't seem to fit with what it would normally be for a kraken to sort of awaken and assert its dominance across the ocean.
Very interesting.
Well, this is up to you guys. How you want to do this?
I'm still a fan of Dawn's make them angry plan, but if somebody else is interested in following that tribute one, I don't mind metagaming a little bit and sharing that information.
Okay. I think... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Felice isn't wild about the tribute choices so far.
Yeah, so now with this additional one, we've got ingesting some ancient algae. We've got monetary payment. We've got devoting yourself an hour a day to the worship of Nakak, or we have sacrifice.
We could toss Silas in.
Yeah.
He did survive once.
Tell us about the ways of Nakark. What would we be worshipping exactly were we to choose that option?
So they respond by sort of almost similar kind of speak to how Flamewind was talking, in a sense, that they start saying how unfathomable Nakak is, how one can never truly know her, those sorts of things. You know, the great Nakak is undiscernible, and you know, all of these words that really mean nothing.
So they want us to worship, but they don't want to tell us anything about what we're worshiping. Fine. Go ahead and piss them off, Don.
All right. Did anyone have something else they wanted to try before I commit to a path?
Lana's keeping out this.
Silence sounds like no.
Okay.
Okay.
Bastion crosses his arms and says, I would die before I worship another god.
Nice.
Yeah, not gonna work for me.
Don will walk up to the side of the boat and say, tribute, huh? Well, I have a small tribute for Carp. And he'll start relieving himself over the side of the ship.
Felice turns the other way.
Oh
He
boy,
uses
those
the
drinks went
watch.
right through me. Hold on.
Okay. Let's see.
I cannot believe he did that. I can't believe he did that. I cannot believe he did
So, as one, all four of the speakers stop speaking and they open their mouths. And then a deep, booming, thunderous voice, audible within 300 feet, speaks through them. When this happens, you all can hear a mixture of abyssal, infernal, and primordial. So each one is sort of speaking in a different tongue. So if any of you understand any of those, you will understand the words that's come out. Otherwise, you will not. All of you need a charisma saving throw, please.
Check my languages.
So it's abyssal, infernal, or primordial.
Nothing for Don.
And I'm sorry, what's the check again?
Charisma.
Charisma.
Bastian has saved.
Where is...
Don keeps on rolling crits. Lana is saved.
This is how you win, boy.
Silas has not.
Okay, tell me.
Luck favors the bold.
Let me just realign myself here. You would go to your character sheet. You would go to... I'm just going to find it here. You would go to core stats and you click on save next to the charisma.
Thank you. I knew we did that last time, but I already did that. Okay.
And you have also failed. The two of you that failed, you are frightened for 1 minute. Frightened means that you've got really nowhere to go except for below decks. Technically, you would be running away from these folk. However, they're on either side of your ship, so there's nowhere really to go except for, underneath. And you can't approach them or move towards them. And anyone that does understand Abyssal, Infernal, or Primordial, does anyone understand any of those languages?
Nope. I think all I know is common. Don't even know Dwarven.
Alright. Okay.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I have a magic item.
Ooh.
Let me double check.
Yay, magic items.
I have the Circlet of Comprehend Languages.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely understand them.
So I'll spend the action to cast Comprehend Languages from it at will.
Right. This deep, booming voice yawns and says, "Ugh. I am barely awake. You channel through me now." And you can see a look of fear on these figures' eyes as they realize that perhaps that might have maybe angered their god. And the deep voice continues and says, "We'll deal with you later. Why do you beckon me?" The voices, the folk up here say, "Oh well, there was a ship going through your lands, and you demanded tribute. You disturb me for this. Return before I change my mind." And then vortexes pull the figures down forcibly down into the sea.
Don'll finish up his business. and motion to the others of the party and tell them what he has heard so that they can too know.
Whatever spoke to you, and you're pretty sure had a great deal of power, as yeah, they've just managed to pull all of these figures down without harming the ship, mind you.
We should probably go. Just saying. I guess we've been going the whole time. Can we go faster? Is that an option?
The Captain Hyacinth says, oh, not really. Unfortunately, lots of islands, and you can see, Lana and the other crew that are sort of on lookout have, from time to time pointed out a landmass, not especially close to where the ship was or anything, and certainly in time, but she says none of those landmasses were there a few weeks ago. So she has to sort of keep her wits with her. She says, yeah, maybe we can go a little faster, but we just have to be real careful because, we could run aground some coral. We could do all sorts of, damage to the ship because, who knows? There could be sandbars that we could get, beached on under the water. So we just have to be real careful because of what's been happening.
Well, far be it for me to argue with the shipman about navigating a boat.
Yeah, alright. And I'm just going to get all these figures away. Alright. They've all been pulled down and you guys can proceed. Albeit that you know that there's some great force down there somewhere.
That'll be fine.
Alright, so that happens in the first week. You manage to continue on your travels. Everything else seems to be fine. The days are mostly fine. There's an occasional small storm that happens, but nothing to really write home about or to be especially concerned with. These storms are mostly just a little bit of rain. It is unseasonal, but they're nothing as compared to what there could be. So 10. Our second week. Okay, well that's an interesting roll there. Okay. And I will drag some more stuff out here. Again, the ocean swirls.
Wait, I thought I took care of this.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Apparently not. Okay, let me throw up some stuff here. What do we got? Sorry. I've got one of those. Here's my list. Yeah, the sea surges. But this time, only 2 figures emerge. I'm just trying to find them now. Where are we? Where are you? Damn it. Nope. Sorry. Apparently, I do not have them. That is very strange. Okay. I will just quickly put them together. Right, so, and we'll tell you what's happening. So the area all around your ship, the sea, it sort of goes dark and blackened. And while I throw these tokens in, the sea itself, it almost turns to like an oily texture as you are sort of sailing through it. And it comes to the point that you just can't see, the sea beneath you anymore, and it's too dangerous really to proceed forward because you don't know what's under there. And let me gosh, I thought I was all done with this, but apparently not. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly make these tokens for us. Will only take a second. But yeah, you see these big inky figures rising out of the sea. And I'm just saving that, and that will go to that folder. Where are we? Adventures. Eberron. Quests. Images. Okay, and it's token. Yeah. What is that? Should be under K. There we go. So it's sort of a squid-like figure that emerges from the sea. Alright. Got those sorted, so we've got one that's that, and we'll just import them into Roll20. Images. So that one. Sorry about that. I thought I had them all. That one. And cool. And I can pull in this. Why have we got things everywhere? And over here. Okay, I'll go over to the GM. Just for my own oily. Yes, indeed. Right. Now which one is huge? It's this one. So let's do. Alright. That figure rises, and nearby is this other one. They both come out of the sea, and they immediately start, pummeling away at the ship. So, this is a good chance to roll initiative, everybody. So how we roll initiative is we go to our sheets. We go to the core stats, and there's an initiative button that we can just press. And hopefully it will do that. If we have any difficulties, just let me know.
Don't you need to have the little initiative window thing up for it to work?
No, you gotta make sure you're selected on your token.
Right, yeah. I don't know if we still have... Oh, yeah, we do have... Yeah. So, I'll put up that. So that's this one. Add. And it's going to be 15. And then the other one, which will be plus 3. Add turn 3, and then I should be able to just descending. Okay, so Silas, you're up. Oh no, initiative. So why has Lana's? Alright, I'll just add Lana in then. Where is she? Where are you, Lana? Why can I not see Lana?
I think I accidentally deleted her token.
Okay. I will grab it back then real quick. Lana, copy, and back here. Oh, she's huge. There we go. And I'm just going to add the turn for you. You got 18. Descending. There we go. Okay, Lana, you are up first. What do you want to do as these things are approaching the ship? With tentacles outreached.
Yeah. She is likely going to start working her way down the rigging and just kind of keep an eye on the edge because she has nothing ranged that I know of at the moment. If she does, it's likely not on her, so she'd have to go fetch it. So she'd be making her way out of the rigging and drawing her dagger in case the tentacle comes on far enough that she can stab it.
Cool. All right, so you've gotten down. I would consider it just movement to get down. So you're just readying in action if one gets close enough with your dagger.
Please stay close to me. Or someone, anyone, really.
Okay.
Yes,
Next up
I
is
will absolutely do that.
Silas.
All right. So this is true to scale, right?
Yeah.
All right. I don't think that we're gonna be able to talk these ones away.
Doesn't seem like it.
No. I think they mean business. Alright. This is what we're gonna do. I'm going to, so many new things. I am going to stand pretty centralized here in the front. Yeah, I want to move to Alright, so these are the cannons. Those do work. Yeah, I'm going to kind of move up here. What is that just like crates or something?
Yeah, you can stand anywhere. You can stand anywhere.
Okay.
As long as you're not on a cannon, you're okay.
Yeah, I figured so.
And obviously, the ship's crew will be able to fire the cannons as well. I will put them into initiative, actually.
Okay. Well, I am going to come up into this area, and he's going to use an ability that he's had for a very long time, and I am going to use insightful fighting. But he uses it a little different now. It's not so deceitful to find out advantages. It's more to guide him in the proper way to finish a fight, rather than to be deceitful about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is an insight check from me against a deception check from the creature. I'm gonna start with the little guy.
Okay. I'll start with the little one. Very good. So it needs a deception check, does it?
Yes. And I'm gonna hit my insight right now.
Okay.
15. Oh wait, it's actually a 17, but I can't get less than 17.
You succeed. Yeah, you succeed a lot.
Yeah. All right. So I can use my sneak attack on any attack that I use now.
Okay.
And that is a bonus action. I'm almost certain. 2, 3. No, as an action. No. As a bonus action with another ability that I have.
Okay.
So that is my bonus action, and I am going to take out my hand crossbow because they're too far away to hit, and I'm going to shoot
That's my one.
a crossbow bolt at them
Okay. Go for it.
with sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
Pew pew.
Pew pew.
Where did the weapons go? There they are.
Where did the weapons go? Okay, you miss.
I certainly missed. And
Crossbow
I
bolt.
do have extra attack,
Okay.
but but I don't have the feat any longer that makes me reload immediately. So
Okay.
yeah. So I actually would have to reload in order to do that.
Yes, you would.
So I am going to kind of just take a defensive stance behind my shield. Not really anything mechanical, just doing so.
Okay. Very good. Next up, we have Ugly Fish. Alright, who is going to cast a spell. It lifts its fins up into the air and sort of and sort of spits out water, gargling, and sort of like a fountain of water comes out of it. And the fountain shoots up about 100 feet into the air and then instantly sort of evaporates into this little cloud that then sort of comes down about 50 feet, and then lightning comes out of it. And this lightning is going to be from the target. Okay. So it'll the first bolt will be against Silas, and then it's going to go Lana, Felice, Dawn. Lana, Felice, Dawn. So, all of you... Target... Okay, all of you need dex saves, please. So Lana saves. Dawn, I'll tell you in a second as I go to that sheet. So the saving throw is 15, so Dawn saves.
Still on my roll.
Felice saves. I just need one from Silas.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you said that I was in there. What?
Just a dex save.
Yep. Sorry, I didn't hear that you said my name in it. I really saved.
You really saved. Alright, for those of you that saved, which was everyone, you're going to take half damage.
No damage. Woohoo!
It's going to be 39 lightning halved.
Ow.
Lana.
So divided by 2 is 19. 19 damage to everyone that saved.
19, huh?
Unless you have resistance to lightning damage, in which case you would take 9.
Or evasion.
Or evasion in Lana's case. Yep, lightning strikes you all. Well, those people anyway. And... it is the next person's turn. Felice.
As a reaction, I'd like to cast Hellish Rebuke on it.
Can you on a spell attack?
Oh, no, that'd only be if I had the feat. Sorry about that.
I thought Hellish Rebuke was a reaction.
Is it a reaction to damage, or is it a reaction to being attacked?
Let me check. I have that right here. It is... Oops, come on. What did I tell you? Bam. That is...
Creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
it damaged you.
Throw or take 2d10 fire damage on a failed or half on a...
Roll. It's so dex save
Yep.
It is.
plus. Oh yeah, it failed.
Alright. So, we'll go ahead and... Where'd that go? There it is. There's that.
So 17 fire damage, which is doubled because it is vulnerable to fire.
How nice.
Okay, very good. Yeah. What does, like, obviously it's hellish fire. Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be like hellish.
No, it can be white. It can be white and angelic if you like.
Yes. So once the lightning comes and arcs into Silas's body, the holy symbol on the shield in front of him, which he was using to block himself, starts to glow white, and out of it comes a small symbol of a phoenix, which looks like it screeches, and a large white cone comes out of its mouth and blasts into the creature.
Very cool. Excellent. Yeah, it takes that, and you can see it's the whole skin of it is sort of a light with this white flame. Felice, it is your turn.
Alright. Felice heads for the crow's nest And I don't know how far that is up. So
Right. So
will attack, or is that going to be your whole?
generally, it's about 30 feet up to get to it. You can only really move half speed vertically. I can get you to roll a climb check if you want to try and move faster, which would be
Sure.
athletics.
Let's do that. Let's see. Right here. Athletics.
I'll say that the DC for climbing this will be 13. Yeah, you got it. I was just going to say 13. Yeah, so you can do that. You get to the top
Okay.
of that one. That's fine. That is your movement.
Okay. She will attack with her longbow.
Okay. Do you want to attack the small one or the big one?
The big one. Big target, easier to hit. So I just click the attack and it's gonna do everything?
Hopefully. Let's find out.
If it works.
Yeah, looks good to me.
Yeah, nice.
You didn't have advantage, unfortunately. But you do hit it with that 16. And it does take full damage, which is good. Okay.
Sweet. And I will just knock another arrow for the next round.
Okay. Yep, you don't have multi-attack, do you? With that one?
I don't think so, yeah.
No. Okay. Alright, and Dawn, you're up.
Excellent. So Dawn is incensed. The lightning is his. Well, not his, but it's definitely not this creature's to command. He will move up along the deck for more advantageous view of the assaulting creatures. And then he will, let's see, it's verbal, semantic, and material. While chanting out in the old tongue of the druids, he'll gesture at the bigger of the two, the one on the left with the tentacles, and point in its direction and cast polymorph on it.
Polymorph, which is what sort of save? Oh, we haven't got...
Oh, it didn't...
We just need to tick the... Yeah. Whoa.
That's better.
All the ticks.
It's a wisdom save.
Okay.
Did I not set this up? Shoot, I didn't.
That's okay. What is the DC of your wisdom save? It's got... Let's see... +2. I got a crit. So unless your DC is 22...
No, you're good. The spell fizzles and sparks and its skin bulges, but it retains its natural form.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely, and you can see the tentacles sort of as something hits it and doesn't really know what, sort of turn around and sort of arc towards you. They can't do anything just yet, but you can see that you've definitely got its attention. Is that all you can do on your turn? Is there anything else that you would like to do?
I believe that's it. I don't have any...
Are you fine with your position?
Yep.
Okay. Bastian.
Bastion raises his hammer and shield and brings them down. Begone! as he casts banishment on the larger
Ooh.
of the two.
And what sort of save is banishment?
16 charisma.
Charisma.
Let's see how well these fish can talk.
21.
Yeesh.
Apparently fish are quite persuasive.
Apparently. Yeah. So again,
There's
your
a blinding flash,
Yeah.
but the monstrosity remains despite Bastion's efforts.
Indeed. All my good rolls coming out. Did you want to move at all, Bastion, or are you?
I'm good where I'm at.
Okay. It is now that creature's turn. And... Alright. It raises its tentacles up into the air. Foot radius surrounding Don. Okay, we're going to draw some things here. Free hand, it's going to be blue. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15, 20. I think that's right. Okay. And an ice storm appears and strikes down. I need everyone in that area to make me a dex save, please.
Oh no, my luck streak's been broken.
So, it looks like Lana saved.
Actually, Don is within 10 feet of me.
Yeah.
And aura is aura protection gives him +2 to any saving throw.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. Anybody within 10 feet of me. It's equal to my charisma modifier, and that's a 2, right? Pretty sure.
Is that just... Is that using... Is that just straight paladin, is it?
Yeah, straight paladin. Yep.
Okay.
Or a protection. Whenever you or a friendly creature within 10 feet must make a saving throw, the creature gains bonus to the saving throw equal to your charisma modifier, which and mine is 2.
Okay. Sure then. Yep.
And I must make one too. So give me
So,
what kind is this?
15 then.
And I'm 17. Because myself is included into that.
Alright. So, of protection, yeah. Okay, very good. The save was 16, so even with the bonus, unfortunately. Don gets hit. Chris,
Just under.
Yep, so, okay. Any people below 16 will take full damage. Any people above 16 or over will take half damage.
Don does have resistance to cold as well.
Resistance to cold. Excellent. So you'll take half damage from the cold section of this. So the first damage is bludgeoning. The second damage is cold. So So it's 6 bludgeoning and 13 cold.
And the people that saved what?
We'll just take half, so it'll be 3 and
And
6.
3 and 6. Okay.
So 9.
Or in Dawn's case, 3 and 3.
But
Yes.
Don didn't save, so he would take 6 and then he would take 6.
All right.
Cool. That happens. As a hail of hard ice pounds to the ground. To the ship. That is its turn. And we go to the ship's crew. Some of whom basically a couple of people will fall, but there's many more ship's crew obviously to replace them. I'm going to basically do 1 load and 1 fire, which means that 1 shot gets done for each side or each gun there. And who do we want them to fire at, guys? Do you want maybe the right ones to fire at the small one and the left ones to fire at the big one? That's probably the easiest for them this stage.
That
Yeah.
seems logical.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm sure they're not thinking about focus fire at the moment.
Right. And what I might do here is I might actually put in, just for my own thing here, health. You won't see the health, but it'll help me. And this will be left crew followed by right crew. Being that they're so close, they're not going to miss. So I've got 5 against that one, and I've got 14 versus that one. Okay, the cannons fire, and they both take damage. Cannonballs do maximum damage, well, do their full damage, whatever they roll. And we are back to Lana.
Alrighty. So Lana's dodging lightning, dodging cold stuff, hearing cannons going off,
Boom!
and she's going to work her way here. Is there any tentacly things that she can stab within range?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Let's, it's where it is, so you're, I'd say 10 feet away from it. It's not close enough. You could throw a dagger at it.
No. She has her poison dagger. She ain't throwing that.
At the moment, these things seem to be casting spells.
Yeah.
So they haven't moved.
Alright, well, out of the... I guess with that, she would then just try her firebolt. Just like, well, it's something I can do.
Yeah. So the big one, unfortunately, it's not quite enough to hit it.
Oh, bummer. That barrel is like, poof.
Oh,
She just kind of goes,
hang on.
Bummer.
I was reading damage. Yes, it is enough to hit it with an 18.
Okay.
And 15
Wait.
damage. So this one, let's see. And it's the big one. The big one is not vulnerable to fire, but you do still hit it for the full amount, which is 15.
Sweet. Alright.
fire hits it. It sort of reels back in pain, but yeah, not vulnerable.
Okay, that's all that I can think of for her right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Silas Phoenix.
So Silas is gonna move over here. A little bit of cover from the cannons, maybe, but nothing major. And then he is going to seeing it didn't seem to like that fire. We're gonna do that again, and I'm gonna catch Scorching Ray, and all three of them at the
small one.
He's already hit. The smaller one.
Okay.
So that is.
You need 15 to hit.
So that is an 18 on the first one for 4 damage.
Yeah.
12 on the second for 8. 12 on the second misses. And 15 on the last one hits.
Yeah. So you got 4 and 11, which is 15, which is doubled.
Yeah.
To 30. Oh. It's definitely on fire, and is not faring too well after that.
And
Smoking.
oh wait, hold on. Would I get my sneak attack in it? On a spell thing?
You would get, I think, sneak attack. I don't know if it's a weapon attack. Let's see. Rogue. Yeah, sneak attack. One creature you hit with an attack. If you have advantage on the attack roll, but you've got your thing. Is it an attack? Yes. So yes, you would get 1 sneak attack die.
Alright. Yeah, actually I get 2.
Well, yeah, 1 lot of sneak attack.
Yeah. And 10 more damage.
Which is double. Oh, no, because it's sneak attack damage, right?
Yeah, that's just normal.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, you can see it's reeling in the water.
Yeah, and I just hold tight again.
Okay.
This time I've positioned myself well that, so mechanically a few things on Silas. Anybody that's within 10 feet of Silas, once per day can use an ability called Aura of Renewal, which means if you're conscious, well, if you're unconscious, you gain resistance to all damage. If you're conscious, and you're within 10 feet of me, you can use any amount of your hit die to heal yourself.
Right.
You have to be within 10 feet of me. That's why I moved over here. Now both Lana and Don are within 10 feet of me.
Okay.
Or close to it. Yeah. I see that.
This is going to crawl up onto the surface of the deck of the ship and move its way over to here.
It entered the aura of the one spell. Is it affected?
Of the other spell?
Yeah, I assume the spell's still going, or did you just outline that? Or
No, that is. Let me clear drawings. It was just to show you the area.
Okay, never mind.
So yeah, that's gone now. Yeah, so it moves there. It's going to make 1 claw attack against Don. For 12 to hit, which I'm assuming doesn't hit. And
Nope.
why not? Let me try it. Because it's taken more than 10 damage from Silas, it goes into a frenzied rage and attacks him twice with his unholy trident.
And I'm at 19.
All right. One hits you. Which will be, the first lot is piercing, and the second lot is necrotic. So 17 piercing and 16 necrotic.
Okay, so it's... Oh, wait.
Okay. That is its turn. And we go to Felice.
So it's 17 and a 16, right? That's
Yeah.
what I'm adding together.
So,
Yep.
Felice takes a moment to cast Ensnaring Strike, which is a bonus action, before she attacks with her bow. And I will change up to the creature on the deck since it's causing more immediate stress. And I will fire with my bow again. Oh wait, I forgot to select myself, didn't I?
That's okay. You got 21. So yeah, you absolutely
okay.
hit for 9, doing full damage.
And then the Ensnaring Strike, a bunch of thorny vines will appear and wrap around the creature. It has, if it's larger, it has advantage on a saving throw.
Okay, it has advantage.
Strength save.
Strength save. Okay.
Come on, fail.
So it's got advantage.
Yeah. I've had a feeling because they're pretty...
It failed.
It failed! So on its next, the start of each of its turns, it'll take 1d6 piercing damage.
Okay. Let me just write in 1d6 piercing at the start of each of its turns.
Its turns.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. Anything else that you wish to do?
I will just prepare for my next attack.
Dawn.
It's time. I'm a little weak on 5e casting rules, but I think I could step back and then cast a spell to avoid being meleeed. Is that correct?
Okay. Usually, to move away from a creature, you have to disengage to not provoke. Disengage is an action unless you're a rogue. So you'd have to sort of move away from it by disengaging if you don't want to be attacked. And you think that this creature is large enough, and the tentacles that it has... am I right in that this has tentacles? 1 second. Right, so the claw that it was using is only 5 feet, but that trident that it attacked on the second, on its attacks against Silas, it's long enough to have 10 foot of reach.
All right, so it's probably better for me to stay where I'm at and cast and try to avoid that way.
Right. Yeah.
Don is going to gesture forward, and the wind will pick up, blowing his clothes dramatically and quickly rising to gust levels in front of him. Cast gusts of wind. It's going to be a strength check to avoid being pushed away. Let's see if I can do that again with the check on it, actually. That's better. DC 16.
DC 16. Alright.
I guess he doesn't have to make the check until it starts its turn, however.
Oh, okay. Relieve. Okay. I'm just making sure that, because I'm not sure, I can't remember where the spellcasting provokes. Don't see it. So, okay. On the start of its turn, it's making a strength save.
Yeah, I believe that's how it works.
I'll put that in the list. Okay. Anything else that you wish to do then?
That'll be it for this turn.
Okay, Bastian.
All right, Bastion has had enough. He will raise his hands and call down his god's wrath and cast Flame Strike on the larger one.
Okay. Is this an attack roll or a save?
This is a save.
What save? 16 dex. Okay. And it's got a +2. Oh, man.
He rolls. So that should be
he does take
14
half
damage.
damage, but that gets doubled anyway because it's fire. So yeah, either way, it's going to be 29 fire damage. Okay. Boom.
Pillar of flame shoots up. You can feel the heat blast onto you, even though you're a safe distance away. And then as quickly as it appears, it's gone. Leaving nothing but brimstone and smoke behind.
Okay. Very good. Yeah. So you really heard it. It's still up, but I'm just gonna ask that we try and refrain from drawing unnecessary. Okay. So anything else from you then, Bastian?
That'll be it.
Okay. It is the big one's turn. The big one will
Make that strength check.
make that strength check. I thought it was on the small one that you're attacking, that you were doing that, but that's
It's a line straight out from me going
yeah.
down. They're both in that line.
25.
Yeah, he's fine. But he'll be slowed slightly, but I don't think it'll make a difference for anything.
Okay. He's got reach. He's... Oh. Oops. He's gonna move here, which now puts him in dagger range for next turn. He's then going to make 8 tentacle attacks. There'll be 3 on Lana, 2 each on the crew, and a bite attack as well. So it'll be 3 attacks on Lana. just going to copy that one. Let's do those first. So 28, 28, and 21. Does anything not hit you?
BS. That all hits. Poor Lana. She's like, hey, look at me. I'm feeling more buff. Oof, oof, oof. Police. Hey, Lana, watch out. What?
Alright, 3. You take. Oops. You take 32 points of damage and you are grappled.
Oh, joy.
Then there will be 2 attacks on each of the crew that are there. I believe everything there hits. It's 14. So first lot, second lot. So 25 to the one crew and 29 to the other crew. They're not quite down, but they're hurting. But both of them are grappled as well. So all, yeah.
Oh, shit.
The crew on this side of the ship manning these cannons are all grappled. So we've got Lana grappled and 2 crew members grappled. All not in very good shape. It will then bite at Lana. D20 plus 4. 23 to hit, which I'm guessing hits. That seems fair, right? I mean, 13 damage. And that's its turn.
I mean, she dodged those other spells, so might as well.
Okay. At the start of your turn, Lana... Well, we'll do that when we get to the start of your turn. The crew... Okay. The crew on their turns will try and attack the creature with their melee weapons. The ones that are grappled by it. So they don't hit. The others are gonna shoot it with their cannon. They can't really shoot the small one because on deck, but they can shoot the one that's still in the water, which will automatically hit, and will do 9 points of damage to it. Okay. Lana, at the start of your turn, you are constricted. Hang on. No, constrict is an actual action, and I didn't take that action. Never mind. But you are still grappled.
Yes, could I use an acrobatics to escape?
Yes. DC 17.
Huh. What? Wait, what? Oh, wait, okay, I see. That would be 18.
Then you succeed.
Sweet. Boop, doop, 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 and the probably use the tumbling bit to move away, which would give disadvantage. For attacks of opportunity, but no, she doesn't want to quite move away yet. She's going to stabbity stab.
Stabbity stab!
Yep, so 23 to hit. with 9 piercing, and then since I believe they are.
9 piercing.
Woo! Yep. So sneak attack damage coming up. Plus the
Awesome.
next 25.
Wow.
She's going to tumble away as far as she can get. We're going 20 feet. So disadvantage on attacks of opportunity.
Okay. I'm just not gonna roll it. You can go ahead.
Oh, thanks. She like leaves a trail of blood. Like, oh goodness, I got my side bitten. Ow.
I feel like 9 attacks on a turn is probably enough. All right. Is that your turn,
Yes.
Silas?
Okay. Wonderful. Well, I can use that ability as well, right? The within 10 feet of me thing?
You can use what ability?
That Aura of Renewal.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a bonus action, I'm going to do that, and so I'll do that. I'll do that after. I'll roll the hit dice here in a second. But as an action, I'm going to use another one of. I'm going to use Channel Divinity called Purge of the Wicked. I'll hit the button. I made a button for it.
Ooh,
Right.
a button.
And
Nice.
and yeah. So as an action, I present my holy symbol. Oh, that's in the place.
Okay. So basically,
anyways, yeah. So.
if these creatures hit us, any of us,
Mm-hmm.
It's
going to take half the amount of damage that
on
hits
themselves.
us back to it.
Yeah. Nice.
Kind of cool, and yeah. So I'm gonna get to the to that.
Okay. Speaking of which, Lana, did you have a bonus action up your sleeve, or did you use it to get away? You're muted.
No, I didn't have a bonus action in mind.
If you wanted to, you could use Silas's healing thing, which would be using your own hit die to heal yourself now rather than at a rest. If you want to.
And you can do that, and you can use that once per
Yeah,
long
no,
rest.
I hear ya. It sounds like something that would need to be a conscious, unless it's like the aura just kind of does, and it's me just kind of like, here you go, Lana, as she's not in control of it. But if it's her making that mental decision, then she wouldn't. She's in the flight mode.
Okay, no worries. That's fine. Thought I'd just remind you had that option if you wanted.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else from Silas then?
Nope. I'm gonna heal up. Well, maybe I'm gonna heal up.
You do get your yeah.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. But you can move on to the next person. I'll just do this as you go.
Okay. We are at the fishy thing.
He has a strength check to make.
He certainly does. Let's see if I can roll lower this time.
And he has his piercing damage.
He does, yes. He gets plus
Ah, that's a failure. Oh, never mind.
18.
Yeah, sorry, I'm rolling die over the dice over here still, guys.
He passed.
And he takes 2 piercing damage.
Alright, we'll take it. Better than nothing.
Okay. Well, it's his turn. He's going to... And he hasn't taken too much damage this round. So he's going to attack Don with a claw. Which is... Not gonna hit. And he will attack Dawn with a trident.
I am invincible.
Not gonna hit. So, unfortunately, because now I'm rolling low, it doesn't do any damage this turn. And it didn't take that damage. Alright, its last action is to... No, it won't be able to do that this turn. Alright, it's going to take some damage on itself here, but that's okay. It's going to fire out a lightning bolt. And this is going to be directed at Felice, but Silas is directly in that line.
Okay.
I beg your pardon.
Both of you need dex saves, please.
Is it Felice or is it
Felice
Lana,
and
that's-
Silas.
okay?
Okay.
That's a save.
And that's a what kind of save? Sorry.
Dex.
Dex.
Dex. I like all these dex saves.
You
Yeah,
both
you
save, so you're both going to take half. And then it's going to take half of that again, but it's going to be both of you, so it'll basically be the whole lot on itself. So it's going to be 16 to both of you and 32 to itself, which will kill it.
Ha!
Nice.
But go down.
All
I'm
right.
gonna
So.
try to take it down.
Cool. So as I'm learning to play, all the new things of Silas, with Shield Master, if there's an effect that makes the dexterity saving throw take only half damage, I can use my reaction to take no damage.
Okay, then.
Oh.
Alright. It fries and is on the deck, lifeless.
Oh, so there's cooked fish. How nice.
Sushi.
Sushi.
So Felice, looks like you're up.
Alrighty. So that was the little one. Alright. Yikes. I'm hurting. Alright, I'm going to attack again with my bow. I just realized I do have 2 attacks.
Okay.
So that was like as a 5th level or something that I missed entirely.
Okay. That's okay. Sometimes we miss things. You don't hit it, unfortunately.
Okay. Man, I wish we had aim twice in that.
Nah, aim, yeah.
Ooh, I bet that one hits.
You do hit it on the second attack. It takes 10 piercing. It's looking hurt. It's got various wounds. So very good. Anything else you want to do?
No.
Nope. Okay.
Just gonna
Dawn.
keep at it.
Cool. So Don's going to do 3 things. He's going to move up to the edge of the ship so he can get an angle on the our tentacly boy over here. He's going to use his bonus action to change the direction of the gust of wind to a diagonal slant so he can start blasting it with the nice breeze here. And then he's going to try polymorph again.
Oof.
So that'll be a wisdom save, 16.
Okay. Wisdom save.
Continues his chant while striding forward, raising a hand to it.
And what do you want to turn it into?
A tortoise, if that's possible.
Okay. It's a tortoise.
Tortoise can't swim.
Zoop. Yeah, it starts sinking.
Donald saluted. This lasts up to an hour.
Alright, it starts sinking and continues to sink. Bastian, do you... let's just ask the group. Do we just want to drop out of initiative as it's going to drown before...
Yeah.
So it might
sounds like a
survive.
plan.
Yeah.
It could survive this depending on how drowning damage works.
Nah.
So what happens is once it takes enough damage to drop to 0, it reverts to its normal form with the form's original hit points wherever it was when I polymorphed it. But it also takes excess damage that would have spilled over.
Okay.
So I don't know how drowning damage works.
So what I'll do is this then. Alright. You watch it as it sinks down. But you can't see because it's blackened, this water. And it doesn't return. And after about a couple of minutes, the water starts to clear. And you believe that it survived, but that it didn't return to finish you off. Maybe there was another target. Let me do this. Don, you've got pretty good nature, and anyone else that wants to make a nature check, do so. Please. That's enough. You have a pretty good idea that you think that these things were driven mad by something. While you haven't necessarily seen these things before, they seem to attack without regard to their own well-being. So it seems like they were driven into some sort of mad frenzy, craziness. Yeah, and it's gone. So, you have been victorious! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Was,
Finally, one of my
Nice.
spells did
a
something.
little scary there.
Alright.
Well done. Well done.
Bastion will gather the survivors and the wounded together and cast Prayer of Healing.
Ooh. Okay.
Takes 10 minutes, but he can do it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the survivors. Okay, so of the crew, 6 of them perished.
Alright, so there is, wait a minute, there's some size I think we can do for that. Alright, so...
So,
Yeah, I can use my Preserve Good channel divinity. Oh no, but I would have to. Okay,
It'd
so
have to be
that's
tomorrow.
as an action. Just because I can make them so they're all stable. If they're dying or if they're already dead, then I can't do anything with that.
no, the ones that were hit by the lightning just died.
They perished. Okay, yep, they already died. Okay.
The bite wound
Very
on
good.
Mana is still pretty nasty.
Yeah, and those ones that were grappled by the thing are really shaken and, severely hurt. But yes, Prayer for Healing definitely helps them out. And they're very thankful for that. Obviously, Lana will get that too, that 13 HP. And we're about halfway through the session, so let's take...
How many of us were included in that prayer?
Up to 6. So 2 of the crew, and then
Lana
4 of
hurried
us.
over if Bastion was like.
So you probably... Lana,
Silas has a
Silas,
spell as well. So Silas has a spell as well. So if we need to get more people, I have it as well. So.
Yeah, most of us. Yeah, or all of us. Yeah.
Bastion's prayer involves lots of references to mead and feasting and the glory days of the afterlife and the honor earned in combat.
Nice. All right, folks. Well, we'll take a short couple of minute break to refresh our glasses of water or food or bio if you need it. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Or feed your cat.
Indeed.
Exactly.
All right, be right back, folks. About a week. So this is now the second week. And at the damn right. The nature check, yeah. If you wanted to also make that check, you can. Obviously, the higher that we get, the more information we get. But Don already has the sense that these creatures were attacking without sense of their self-regard and like in a feverish frenzy. And you have no idea. It doesn't really matter apart from story because there's a week between encounters anyway. So you have your spell slots back, all of that. After a week, we're all at full health with all of our spell slots. Yeah. While your characters don't really know that, it's like... Oh, you mean 9 attacks around wasn't enough? I told you guys, going into this campaign, challenging combat. Alright. We all good to go? Sure. What are your questions? Yeah, we can narrate what happens in the week if you like, but... Yeah, so what... From DM to player, we're doing an encounter a week. Or a roll per week to see what happens. Yep. Right. If you don't have the feat, which I'm guessing you don't, how it works is you need both weapons obviously equipped, and then as a bonus action, you can attack with the offhand weapon, but you don't get your proficiency bonus to the attack. Damage is whatever the damage of the weapon is, but yeah, you just don't get your proficiency bonus. No, yes. So how it works is you pick a weapon, action, attack, right? That's your main weapon. Your extra attack uses the same weapon. You attack the second time, and then as a bonus action, you can attack with the offhand weapon. So you effectively get 3 attacks, but one of the attacks, the last one doesn't get your proficiency bonus to the attack roll, and you also don't get your stat to damage. So it's whatever you roll, but not the stat. You can just put, like, if you want. Let's do this. Damage type. Yeah. Just I would just do it as like offhand. Right, we'll just write offhand, short sword. Stats, by the way. It's the same. Offhand, short sword. No bonus. So we'll just do. I'll just do that. What's your proficiency is 3 at the moment at level 10? Or is it 4? So we do -4, and that'll be fine. Yeah. Rest of it. Yeah. So that works. That's okay. All right. Was there another question in there? So, I'll get us started after I swallow. Right. Welcome back, everybody. And this is Return to Eberron, Cult of the God Sea. And we are back in the action. We've all healed up. We've had another couple of days on the ship. People have been working. People have been chilling. It's been fine. The captain's talked to us, and the crew have talked to us about some of these encounters that have happened and the craziness. Yeah, we are still getting echo. It's okay.
Gory,
Yeah.
you're echoing.
Oh, sorry.
You're okay. Thank you. So, yeah, we're still on board. Everything's fine. Time passes, and then about a week later, call it 10 days later, after, each day seems pretty much the same as the next. You sort of wake up. Sometimes there's some rain. Sometimes it's nice. No especially bad storms, which the captain especially is very thankful for. And then on the 10th day after the ship got attacked by those creatures, the crew have been getting a little bit bored. They're at least some of them. Some of them are hardened sailors.
Lana around?
Yeah, I mean, you've performed.
They don't like her doing her acrobat tricks?
Oh no, but like after a certain amount of days, it's just like I've seen that one before, saw that one before. You can keep them more entertained than they would be, but after a while, they've gotten, some of them have gotten a little bit restless, and on this particular day, it's beautiful. Like the sun is shining. There's hardly a cloud in the sky. There's been nothing on the horizon for like the last 3 days straight. Like you just, you maybe seen just the tiniest of a bit of an island, but really nothing to speak of. And finally, they're just like, I need something to, talk about. And one of them says, just the thing, goes down into the bottom, comes back, gestures everyone around, come on around, come and see this, and pulls out a piece of really large parchment, rolls it out on the ship, and says, "This be a treasure map. I found this. Actually, I won it in a game. Chance. And you know what? We're just coming up to the area of sea where this island here," and he points to the island that's on the map, "is meant to be. And it says that there be treasure on this island. And I reckon could do with a little bit of walking on the land for a bit of a change. And what do you say, aye?" And about half the crew that sort of gathered around are like, "Aye, sounds good." And the half of the crew that are like hardened sailors, they're just like, I'd rather just, keep going and get the journey over. If we stop, it's just going to be longer. And the rest of the crew, they're just like, "Oh, but there be treasure. That's lots of gold. I heard that there'll be more gold here than anyone's ever seen," and all sorts of things. And and on this map legend, on the back, there's like details of this great hoard of gold that and treasure that's hidden somewhere on this island, and that it would be it'd be relatively simple to sail toward it, but it is really the captain's like, I really came on this voyage mostly because you, and gestures to the group, charted this, so you can be the weighing vote, the deciding vote between you. And you can see that, much of the crew is restless and wanting a bit of adventure. But it's totally up to you guys. How do you want to approach this? What are you thinking? What are you doing? What are you saying? Over to you.
I want to roll insight on the truth of this treasure map. Whether the person who's talking about it actually won it in a game or if he just drew the map.
Okay. No worries. You can roll insight, and you've come to know this crew pretty well over the last fortnight, or nearly 3 weeks now. So you can have that better roll, which is 22. And with that, you see that he believes it. Absolutely. There's no way that this guy drew this map. He absolutely did win it, and he absolutely believes that the treasure is there. But whether it really is, you can't determine, but he believes it.
Do we still have the bodies of the deceased?
Good question. I'm assuming boat etiquette or ship etiquette would be probably...
Bury them immediately.
Yeah, burying them at sea. Yeah, I think so.
Felice takes a good look at this map, and what she's wondering, she's thinking back through history that she knows and things she's read and heard, and does it mean anything to her?
Yes.
Don's a little bit on the fence as well, as evenly split as the crew. So he'll turn to the unknowable mysteries of nature to help him determine his course, and will cast a spell.
Ooh. Divination.
Believes to determine that his question being, will stopping at this island make their mission less likely to be successful?
Okay.
That is to determine the source of the dreams and to stop that threat.
Reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. Okay, so let me answer Felice first, just because she said first. So Felice, yes, this treasure map and the details on the back of it do ring a bell to you. It's, you don't remember all of the details. If you want to try and remember more, it would be an investigation check on your behalf. You can roll that now as I'm speaking. Even without the check, you recall... Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, you recall everything that you know, which is that there is a tale that is spread around, not maybe around the reputable archaeologists, but it is more treasure seekers that they recognize when they're talking about this. And what they talk about is that there's this island out somewhere in sea. When they told you about it, or when they've spoken about it, they didn't know where it was. But they said that there was this island where people would go and they would lose track of items that they possessed, and that these items would be added to a treasure hoard that was also on the island. And pretty much this hoard keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger the more people that go there, and many people have gone there. So that's what Felice knows.
Okay.
Don, who asked the question, you know, was it will it make it more likely or will it take longer?
Will stopping at this island have a negative impact or not?
Okay. The answer that comes back is you stopping here and succeeding in finding the treasure, on finding the hoard would be a boon, would be amazing bonus to you. However, it's dangerous because you could end up losing what you already have.
Dawn has no fear of danger. Big risks means big rewards, or big rewards don't mean nothing. Something risk. Sorry, I lost my trail on that. But the idea being that Dawn doesn't care too much that it's a big risk. He sees the big reward, so he's all for stopping on this island now.
Cool. What about everyone else?
Like the bones have spoken. This can be of great benefit to our mission. We just have to win. And that's what I'm good at.
I don't want to wait time though.
Sorry. I muted you. Sorry.
I love just saying, I don't want time though, Dawn. Just want to get to our destination, hopefully solve whatever's going on, get home.
Right.
It's not a waste of time if you're having fun.
Oh, she just because you don't like your puppies doesn't mean I.
Oh.
She's mad.
That's hurtful, Lana.
You don't say.
That's hurtful. I might have to work this out on the island searching for treasure.
Just snap.
If this legend is true,
Is the legend true?
and this hoard is as big as what this legend says about it, that means a lot of people as smart as us, if not smarter, and undoubtedly some not as smart, have failed to overcome whatever the situation is that causes
But they
them
didn't have something that we
lose
do.
their possessions.
You have me, Dawn.
Let us consult the gods.
I just
I
did.
can ask them.
You're not a god.
No, I
Let's
asked.
consult the gods that care more than just trees and beasts.
Ooh.
Oh, the gods of beer are so much more knowledgeable.
Lana's going
At
up
least they know how to
best.
get drunk.
Nice.
My husband's about to die. Just
I have to admit, I'm not wild about going on some wild goose chase when we have work to do.
Okay.
thank you,
And much
Felice.
risk.
So we have two against and one for. Bastian, you say that you're consulting the gods. What does this look like to you? For you?
He holds out his holy symbol, raises it to the sky, and a bit of lightning cracks around it. And he speaks in a booming voice, one that is not his own, as he begins asking these questions and answering them himself.
Wait, so is his god being channeled by him, and then his god's asking himself the question?
Bastion's asking the questions, and then another voice through Bastion's mouth
Oh, okay.
responds with them.
I thought the questions were being asked in the same voice.
That would be kind of freaky, but
Am I drunk?
I already
No.
know what your question will be, so I will ask it for.
all right. What's
That's
your
great.
first question?
Looking at the treasure map, what does this look like, DM? Is it like a map with an X at it?
No. It's a series of caves.
All right.
And there's like a trail through them. But they seem to be kind of nonsensical, and then, you know, like down all of the passages, like they all sort of fade away, and then there's like question marks written as if no one really knows, but it's somewhere on this island.
So we'd have to search the entire island for treasure.
So what it seems seems like is that the treasure is not going to be on the on the top of the land. It's going to be in caves underneath. So you know enough that it's going to be underground. You're going to have to travel underground to get to it. But beyond that, you just know that there's going to be caves. That in itself is big information. You don't think that everyone that would have been there would have known that. They might have just dug holes or whatever up on the surface.
Diggity, 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 holes.
But yeah, you know
Sounds
that
like
there's a
works
cave
to me.
network. You just don't know.
So the first question would be, is there a great treasure in this island?
Yes.
Is there a great guardian defending this treasure?
Yes.
Now for the third question, which I haven't come up with yet. So we know it's a good treasure. We know that there is a guardian. We know that treasure's in the island.
Does anyone have any
Dom
ideas?
kind of scratches his chin and he says, "Dang, those were the two questions I wanted. Still have room for one more. Anyone have something?"
Yeah. Other people can offer suggestions.
Will it be easy?
Is it only yes/no questions?
It is yes/no questions. Yeah, it's in the
Yes, it
spell
is only
description
yes,
there.
no questions.
Honest questions still stand. It's the monster beat. Will it be easy?
I just found out that there'd be a great guardian. I doubt that a great guardian would be an easy.
Then let's not do it. Not easy equals potential death.
Does anyone have
Sailing to
back.
Largo is not easy either, Lana.
If we get our hands on enough treasure, I can bring you back 1,000 times.
I don't think that makes her feel any better. Just saying.
With
Only
my
if you
current
don't die
treasure,
yourself.
I could only bring you back once.
Ooh, Felice had a good question.
What's your question? We won't call this. We'll just get everyone's ideas, but
A good question.
Is the monster beatable? It's a good one.
Is it?
Beatable by us, specifically.
Yeah. Is it within our power to defeat the Guardian? I don't know.
right, if you, it's up to you, Bones or Bastion. You can ask that question if you like, or you can ask. You can wait to see if anyone else has any ideas. Silas hasn't spoken yet. You're muted at the moment, Silas. So if you've got any ideas,
No, I know. No, he's just taking in the scene.
okay.
We could also ask if the map is correct.
But the map's not really showing much except the caves. So you could ask if if there are indeed cave networks.
Donald will bring up that he is, as you are probably well aware, one with nature, and that he has the ability to commune with nature, which puts you at an advantage to finding the said caves.
Yeah.
I will ask. So many options.
Ask your deity if by doing this is it going to change our initial objective.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good question.
It is. But that could be that we'd find out more information about the objective and thus change it from exploration to something different. Could be a double-edged sword with that question. Felice, I think your question is the most beneficial. Is this guardian something that we can defeat?
The answer that comes back is after a pause.
Well, that's comforting.
Says yes. Just like that. Yes.
See, all confidence in us. We can do this. It's obviously hesitating because it's not sure if my summoning elementals to do our bidding counts as us doing the work. Obviously.
I will allow you an insight check with advantage, Bastian. So you just have to roll it once because it always comes up with both numbers. Just take the better.
Who's rolling the insight check?
Bastian is. It's because it's his god that we're talking to. Or gods plural.
My god! My insight check.
So... Okay. With that, with the 20, not natural, you believe that this guardian is definitely a formidable foe, more formidable than anything that you or anyone you know personally has come up against before. You think that there are heroes of tales and things like that that might have come up against such a foe or a foe of similar power, but you don't know of anyone personally that would have, by the sounds of it, come up against something of such high power. You believe that while it is possible, it's going to probably be the biggest challenge of your life. That's how you feel. Like, this is the biggest thing.
Then it's decided. We sell to the treasure island.
Good. Alright, well, we have 2 fours and 2 againsts. Silas, you're our weighing vote here.
3-4. My god speaks. 4 if you count the force things.
Well, neither your god or any of ours are actually here. We are the people that need to accomplish this mission. If this is something that is going to give us great gain, it may be worth our time.
Okay.
Silas would be ample to doing it.
Alright, well, looks like we're going to the island.
Team Death wishes a go.
Does Lona have to go to the island? Because she'd be pretty cross.
Well, you can stay on board the ship while everyone else, like the captain and half of the crew are staying on board the ship. So you can stay on board the ship if you want to split the party.
Because it's
Police is not wild about this either.
I understand. I mean, the captain's gonna go with the majority. She says, you know, what you do is up to you. You can stay on board the ship. It's safe here, but, you know, it sounds like...
More nightmares to those poor kids. You know.
It sounds like your
Signing off.
fellows are interested in what could be gained from this expedition.
I've also been on this boat for weeks, and I would love to get off.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And since when, Miss May, do you not like an adventure?
Oh, she just glares darts. I have been happily living for Dakincharn, and that's where I want to go back to. I do not miss this, especially after last week.
Well, after we find the next treasure, you'll be so rich you can just pay off the next squid.
Darts.
Alright, folks. So, I'll put us over here. Now, we will probably have to edit our tokens to have light. I'm gonna just make sure that... Now, does anyone have torches?
I believe Silas does.
So, Silas... just a standard torch?
And he also does have dark vision.
If no one has torches, Lana will roll out her rug and climb down into the hole and
Torches.
fish around and pull out the lantern and climb back out and turn it on.
Dawn has
I have
dark
torches.
vision.
Bastion has dark vision.
Okay.
And I have dark vision as well.
Right, so...
Never mind, Lana's just gonna stumble on through this. She's not pulling out no lamp unless people really want her to.
Okay, so
She's the only one
Bastion
that
has
uses it.
dark vision. Felice has dark vision. Hang on. But okay, let me just. I'm just editing your tokens now,
No worries.
so that we can do this. Lana has a torch, correct?
She has a lamp, but I don't know if she would actually use it because
Dawn has dark.
she understands that it would draw attention. That's the last thing she wants is attention drawn, and she'd just like probably put a hand on Felice's shoulder just to kind of help guide her along.
Okay. Well, hopefully, now each of you should be able to see an amount of distance. Can you each see an amount of distance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dawn can.
Yes.
Right. You should all have slightly different ones. All the people with dark vision will be the same as each other. Those with torches will have slightly different to them. So you'll all sort of see different things. Those with dark vision, once we get inside the cave network, you will only see in black and white. Those with torches, you will only see the distance that is there. And you should be able to see low light and then bright light. The area closest to you, the 20-foot area, is bright light, and then the further away is the dim light. We have, with Don's help, found where the caves are. Seems like there are a few entrances from what we saw from above, so you can sort of follow the coast along, or you can go inside. Totally up to you. And how we proceed is, again, up to you. as in each person, and we'll try and resize our things a little bit to be appropriate size. Each of these squares is to scale 5 feet. So yeah, once I've resized you all and gotten that sorted, then whichever order you go in, move yourselves, is the order that you'll go in. So it's now over to you guys as we start exploring. If you don't want to be a part of this, you don't have to, but I would recommend we don't split up the party. But again,
Let's split party.
It's your choice.
Don suggests that we move a little ways into the caves, and then he'll commune with nature to get a feel for the layout. It's limited to just 300 feet while underground, so he wants to try to be a little ways into the caves before he uses it, just in case it goes way deep.
Okay, sure. Alright, well, lead us to where you want to be, and I will pull up my legend here, which tells us all about it. Here we go. So we are on some natural rock stairs at the moment. They have not been they've been man-made in the sense that this was a rocky outcropping and they've just been sort of filed down to be a staircase. Very rough, not particularly, amazing, just enough to be able to walk down on. They've stayed their natural rock form. They've just been sort of come down to be relatively even-ish. So they're not dangerous anymore. You think that it would have been pretty dangerous to come down here if it hadn't have been for the rock stairs. So clearly people have been down here before. People found it before. You don't see any recent passage. Any signs of recent passage. But you could make survival checks and whatever other checks that you wish. And yeah, wherever you take us, whoever wants to go first will be where we go.
I don't think Don should be... Go ahead, Josh.
Does Silas have a shield?
Indeed he does, yes.
Yes, he does.
Alright. So Bastion will take lead unless Silas decides to do so. And he'll begin moving through the cave system.
Felice looks at you both with amusement and just lets you.
Okay.
Don will follow along close behind.
Very good.
Yeah, Silas followed the middleman in.
Slowly after.
Be like, we're gonna probably walk into something, and I don't want to walk into something. So off to your left in number 2, you will see, just before you continue blindly on, you will see that there are glass viewing platforms in this top wall here. So you can stand on a platform, and then there's like panes of glass that look, let me just draw, that look that way.
Sounds fairly interesting. Don's gonna go check it out.
Okay. You will see... Sorry, what's Bastian doing?
Bastion checks room number 3 before going back to the others.
Okay. What Bastian sees is there's a stage. sort of takes up that area. And there is a lighting rig up here with magical lamps that sort of point down to the stage. At the moment, they're not on, so I will sort of, but they're directed as if they were looking at the stage. The stage is currently empty, but it's a wooden sort of platform, and those that are in room 2 will see the platform as if from the audience's perspective. And if Bastien goes up on stage, you will see him. But it's not until he goes up on stage if he chooses to do so. But yes, people in room 2 are looking down onto a stage as if from an audience perspective. And the whole stage is alight in your vision. But in Bastien's vision, the stage is not lit.
Bastien calls
Very
back
strange.
what he sees.
So Lana is coming across rude, staring after them, brows furrowed, lips pressed in a thin line. She hasn't talked since leaving the boat. Felice lets the moment of tempted levity that she had, looks at the rest of the rolls. Realizing Lana is in no mood for witty banter. Right, yeah. Okay. Sorry, who was doing stuff? Sorry. You
So yeah, so it looks like Silas and Don are over at that observing area.
Yeah, so you can see an empty stage. It is lit up as if there was going to be a performance of some description. In fact, you see scenery. There is very clearly a cardboard cutout sort of scene. There are trees that are, as I said, clearly cardboard cutouts, and these cardboard cutouts are casting shadows on the rest of the stage, and there is also like a clearing with some clearly sort of plastic or foam stones that are, scattered about the scene. Looks like maybe you're looking into a forest glade of some description, but it's clearly all just props from what you're looking at.
This seems very strange. Lana, might take a look at this. Is this some kind of trap?
Lana. Well, get closer. And with her vision, I don't see anything.
You do, actually. When you look through the window, you do see a lit up stage. And everything that I described.
I'm gonna have her do an insight just to see, because I'm not exactly sure if she would know or not.
An insight?
Or is there something else that would be better for that?
What are you attempting to find out, I guess?
Well, you want to know if it's a trap, right?
Be investigation.
Okay.
Okay.
It
Might be.
like looks like this stage.
Bastien's calling back what he sees, which is a
I think
dark,
this whole place is a trap, to be honest.
a dark stage with a lighting rig, but none of the lights are on. So, but you guys can see a lit up stage with all the lights on. But you can't see the lights because you can't sort of look directly up. You're looking as if from the audience at the stage, like the stage is the center of your vision.
Yeah, the lights look like they're on from over here, Bastion. I don't know what it means though. Who would even build a stage in the middle of the ocean in some random remote cave?
Somebody that wants us to watch a performance.
Felice wanders over that way to look. She's finally gotten caught up in the environment. And, you know, what she does has finally, like, kicked in, and she's kind of letting go of her frustration over the fact that we're doing this.
Yep.
And she'll take a look at it, and she's got Trap Savant.
Okay. And you've got dark vision, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, put yourself wherever you want to be. Obviously, the closer that you are, the more information Trap Savant will give you. Okay. And then, what is it, just advantage or something? Or is it just...
So it's interesting. So it doesn't give any mechanic,
Doesn't? Alright, let me double check it.
Where was that again? Trap Savant. You can nimbly dodge. Beginning it's at 7th level, you can nimbly dodge out of the way of triggered trap effects.
Right. So if you trigger
Class
something,
thing.
then
Right.
you have advantage on it.
Well, and you, yeah. Well, and it says make a saving throw. When an effect would normally allow you to only take half damage, and if you succeed, and only half if you fail.
Right. But okay. So that doesn't help you in assessing if there is a trap, but you have
Right.
investigation, and Felice is
Right. Okay.
arguably better at that than maybe Lana would be, because you know that's probably her
Yeah.
field. So you don't have advantage, but you know you can.
So let's do an investigation.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. So this is definitely not. You don't see any signs of this being a trap. You see this empty, well, to you, completely empty stage with a lighting rig with lights pointed down to it as if they were going to be lighting it up, but none of them are on. There's nothing here that suggests anything could hurt you with that 23.
Okay.
In fact, with that 23, you probably discern more about this than what first meets the eye. For some reason, your senses, your Fey recognition spikes up here with that 23. You have a feeling that this is all like some sort of it's some sort of viewing platform that allows the viewer, i.e. the people in the other room, to look into people that are on the stage, and that it would project an illusion of whoever was on the stage to entertain the people who are in the viewing area. I.e. illusion fey magicness.
Okay.
But it's not harmful, it's for entertainment.
Okay. Well, guys, it really does seem to be just
Well,
it's for entertainment.
just a minute. You put yourself on stage there for a minute.
Oh yeah, I put myself on stage.
All right, for those people that are viewing,
Yeah, Silas is still standing there.
yeah, for those people that are viewing, Felice, for the few moments that she's on stage, is wearing a princess dress. She is fully decked out. It's like that, you know, one of those ones with the massive hoops around your hips that sort of flows down, and she's wearing a veil and everything in your vision. However, Felice, nothing has changed for you.
Okay.
And the princess is sort of walking around the trees, and you can hear from the viewing platform her whistling. And you can see that there's these little birds that are clearly on strings hanging down from the stage that are sort of floating around her and landing on her shoulders. Again, Felice, nothing has changed for you, and you don't see any of these birds.
Just have this vision of Snow White. I'm sorry.
So if we're to be going by what the where we're standing, Silas is the other person that sees that.
Right.
Um,
Right now, yeah.
and Silas goes, "Well, that's a cool trick." There, Princess Coffee Johns.
What are you talking about? What princess?
Because if you're a princess, there, my dear.
And when she speaks, you can hear her speaking from the other room, but also you can hear the sound of the princess's voice actually start to this. She stops whistling and she starts to sing, and it's a beautiful melody that you're hearing from the viewing room.
Whistle while you work.
Don't sing that, because things are bad for that. Yeah. So you're quite the performer.
And Felice, as everyone else can probably see, or at least Bastian can see, is just like walking from one side of the stage to the other going, yeah, I think that this is, a viewing platform with fey magic and illusion magic, and calling out, yeah, I'm not... And then Silas is like, there's a beautiful melody that you're singing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at him with this quizzical look, and my expression's probably something completely different. I calm down. Just because.
Bastion folds his arms. Unless we can strip this place down and add it to our loot, I fail to see what the point is.
That's a good idea.
Well,
Little
yes,
loose.
but I believe... And Silas walks away from the viewing platform and walks into the room. And goes, it's clearly some type of voyeuristic thing up there, I believe. Because when Felice was on stage, as I said, she looked like a princess to me in a production of some sort.
Right. For those of you with Arcana, you could, now that she's sort of said it's an illusion, potentially find out more information with an Arcana check. Wow. All right. Well, Felice, having seen both sides of this, I guess, both the viewing platform and hearing that you're different when you get on stage, and that there's different things on the stage, you believe that if someone is in the viewing platform while someone is on stage, that the person who is on stage, even though there's nothing there, can potentially interact with the things that are not there and can magically take whatever the person that is in the viewing room sees and can interact with it. So, for instance, that dress you're wearing, you could take it off, right, and hold it, and when you leave the room, you would have that dress.
Whoa.
But you wouldn't see it until you left.
So I
you would have to come back to the viewing room, right?
Okay.
And then in the viewing room, you think that it would then come into reality.
So I go back. I turn to the guys and I say, okay, I'm gonna go back on the stage. I want you to tell me what you see this time. And I go back up there.
Okay.
Yeah, Silas will go back to the viewing area.
Okay. While there is just Felice on the stage, it's just as I was describing. There are the fluttering birds that are flying around her. She is wearing princess dress, which is basically a dress. She's got white gloves. She's also wearing a crown on her head.
Yep, definitely Princess John Coffee.
Well, it's
Make
more of a
coffee, John.
tiara than a crown.
Is that how? Are you gonna? That's how generic you're gonna be, Silas?
Yeah, you have a dress on and a crown.
Okay.
With some birds.
Looks like a very expensive crown.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach for the crown.
Right, and to you,
There's nothing.
there's
there.
nothing there, but you can,
I'm miming.
with the others' guidance, they can tell you when you're touching it, and they can instruct you when your fingers sort of get close enough to hold it, and then you could take it off, and then you could bring it into the next room.
Yeah, your hand's on it now.
Sweet. So I close my hands around it and
All right, I need you to make me a dexterity check. No proficiency.
a what?
Dexterity check. Just dexterity, as if it's a save. I guess is fine. Okay. Yeah. So you make it without moving your hands from that position to room 2, and the tiara appears in your hands, and it is gorgeous. It's a pink gold around, and it has several gems. The biggest gem is an emerald, and it's in the center, and it's the middle of a sun. It's actually a green sun, and out of the green sun, diamond sun rays that are like individual diamonds that are basically encrusted in that sort of sun ray pattern that coming out of it, and then then the pink gold also sort of comes around, and there's like I guess some more sort of spiky bits and stuff that sort of taper down from that sort of raised center down to the base of it at the back. So at the back of it, there's like no gems, and then there's a little bit and a little bit more, and they grow and grow and grow to like the pinnacle at the front and center, which is that sunburst with the emerald in the middle.
Okay. Wow.
Now that's a tiara.
Is there anything inscribed like on the inner portion of it or anything?
Yes. It says, "To our darling daughter, with love, Mum and Dad."
Great.
Thanks, Matt, for that vagueness. You're welcome.
That so fits though with what you said earlier, so that's great. So I pull out a bag out of my backpack.
Yeah.
And put this inside it and put the bag back in my backpack.
Okay.
I and I'm ready to do, now my eyes have lit up a little bit, and I look a little here about being here.
Cool.
What if we have two of us on stage?
And Lawton's just like very skeptical and just like that came from what? Lana doesn't get magic much.
Go check out the stage.
And
We'll
she's
tell
like,
you what we see.
Bastien, when he enters the stage, is a clockwork soldier, complete with wind-up apparatus on his back, and it's to the Scottish ideal with the massive black hat and red uniform. True tin soldier, clockwork man.
Interesting.
Bastion will
That-
just stand
Really
there
like
awkwardly, his hands out to the side.
And the clockwork soldier actually has gold buttons on his waistcoat, and he has also a long jeweled sword that is in a scabbard by his belt.
I will describe that back to him. You've
That's
got
racist.
gold buttons there and a really nice.
You can't see the full sword because it's in its scabbard right now, but you can see that the hilt is jeweled.
You've got an impressively jeweled hilt on a sword there at your hip. Left or right? Left.
Yes.
Probably.
It is on his left leg, yes.
Okay.
Well, go on, someone else come up here.
Lana's very slowly and just kind of cautiously making her way. Just, this is ridiculous. She's turning around just in
Slowly.
case like something weird happens.
So as this is happening, Silas is going to step into the room as this is going on. Everybody's kind of going on stage, seeing what things happen, and I'm gonna ritually cast Detect Magic
Okay.
to kind of see what's what.
Okay. Well, you can definitely detect magic. It is definitely illusion magic.
Yeah, I hope you have
Is it-
shade.
At least most
Is it
of it
away
is
from-
illusion magic. And then there is a trace of conjuration magic as well. If you were to concentrate on detect magic when one of these items appear, you would sense that is conjuration. While an item isn't being generated, it's purely illusion.
So when I'm assuming, does Bastion hold on to the sword and walk off of the stage?
I'm not sure. What is Bastien doing with the sword?
Bastion's waiting until Lana May gets on stage,
Okay.
and he wants to see
Yeah,
what her outfit is. Or here, I
Gets there and
suppose.
she's just like,
Lana May, when she comes on stage, is a teenage girl with pigtails and a floral flowing dress, and whenever she moves, she's skipping and picking up flowers and things. She's got flowers in her hair, that sort of, and a daisy chain, and she has a little teddy bear in a satchel.
Well, you look like you're all set for May Day.
for what? I know no day with
Well,
May.
Felice would have to be here to see that.
She was there. Who just moved her?
If Felice is here,
Oh!
she can't see it. If she's here, she can.
Oh, okay, I get you. Okay. Yeah, so I moved myself in the wrong direction. Yeah, you look all flowery and you're skipping and
She
you have
looks like what she used to look.
flowers, pretty gown, and
Well, I never looked like that.
Yeah. That teddy bear that is in her, it's kind of like overall, sort of pouch. It's like a little pouch. Yeah. The teddy bear has a silken bow, and it has little gems for eyes.
I don't think any of this is real. I think it's all conjuration magic. Felice, can you hand me that
so I'll dig my
that crown?
yeah, I'm already on it. Like as I hear thinking, oh, that's a good thought because and so I dig my bag back out and I pull the crown out and I hold it up for you to inspect.
It reeks of conjuration magic.
Uh-huh.
Do you mind if I hold it?
I hand it to you.
What happens when she hands it to me?
Um, she hands it to you.
Okay, so all right. So it's not like it's only her that can touch this or anything.
Yep.
So
So
yeah,
it's a real object. Like you
uh,
can touch it and you can manipulate it and you can, yeah.
how far away is the entrance?
What is that? Not far.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that and walk towards the entrance and walk out of the cave.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with you because like this is not because I care that you're taking the crown, because it's my thing. Like I'm
I'll
convinced.
give it back if
I
it's
know you
still
will.
here
I
when
just
we
want to see
leave.
what happens because this is my field of study, Silas.
No, I understand there, Felice. It's not a problem. But I think because it's a conjuration, once we leave the cave, it may disappear.
Okay.
That'd be interesting to see.
You go out of the cave. It's still there. It's still in all its glory.
All right. Well,
And
so so he would take the crown, kind of ding it a couple times, the metal on metal because metal and glove against that it makes a ting ting ting
Well, don't
noise and
damage
goes.
it. You have
Well,
to
it's
handle these
quite.
things delicately.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. And very delicately, he hands the crown back to Princess Felice
yep.
and kind of pats her on the head and goes, "It's all right. You're obviously the princess around here." Um, and he just walks and goes right to the stage.
No, some people have no respect for objects of value. I carefully wrap it back up, stick it back in my bag,
Is Silas
uh,
going on stage now?
and I make my way back
Yeah.
to the area.
Silas, when he goes on stage, is a very sort of middle teen, like 16, 17-year-old male who has a bow and is wearing the garb of maybe like a woodsman. He also has a hatchet by his side. There was no guardian. This is the end. We walk into the first room. Oh, this is it, guys. Let's go.
That's why the god was confused.
Right.
Guardian? Well, technically, if you're stage fright.
No, as in bow and arrow bow. Bow and arrow bow and a He's also, you can see that he's also holding the antlers of his last hunt. There's antlers in his hands. They look pristine and shiny.
Oh yeah, so he would, I'm assuming with instructions from the others, handle the things that he believes he can take with him and walks off the stage.
Yeah. When you get back into room 2, they would materialize.
Ashton will do the same.
Cool.
Leaving the buttons, taking the sword.
Okay.
Felice totally wants to check that sword out.
Okay.
Approach with it. Like, can I take a look at that for a minute?
Sure. And he hands it over.
Felice, it's really heavy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
One of those moments where he hands it
I
over and
probably
when you take it.
don't expect that and buckle a little under the weight, and then
Yeah,
I just
it weighs about 50 pounds.
Oy.
That's a heavy sword.
that is heavy. So I just kind of look it over. I want to see, is it, I want to essentially assess it as far as age and all that kind of stuff that an archaeologist would think about.
Right. So, number one, have you taken it out of the scabbard?
Yeah, I think I might need some to do that though. If it's
Right. So it will lose about 10 pounds if you take it out of the scabbard.
nice.
The scabbard is about 10 pounds, and the reason why is it is really heavy hide. This scabbard, several layers of it, and it has a woolen interior to keep the weapon comfy inside.
Nice. And are there any inscriptions on the either the scabbard or the
The scabbard does not have inscriptions. There is a symbol on it, a symbol that you don't recognize. It's, I guess, it would just be, it would be a symbol of the clockwork turner on the stage bastion's back.
Okay. So I kind of make a mental note of that, and I'll probably sketch it out later.
Mm-hmm. The
and
sword itself is
check out
as intricate as you've ever seen. There are layers upon layers of different metals that it is. And these metals have been combined and twisted together and then reforged and hammered down, layer upon layer, twist upon twist, to make itself into the blade that it is. So there's all of these like tiny little etchings and stuff with the twisting of the metal and the reforging of it over and over again. So it looks like you can't even see how many layers there are. It's that intricate. And then on top of all of that, all of the different layers of metals that are twisted and owned is there's some runes along the entire surface of the not the actual blade, but it's like the center of the steel that makes up the blade. So the blades are actually on the edges, both edges of the blade, and then the runes are kind of down the center of it.
Wow.
And it's about I'd call it like 8 centimeters thick, wide, which is what,
Wow.
2.5 inches.
Okay. So
Maybe-
I'll take out a piece of paper and some like charcoal or something
Maybe
and
3
make
inches.
a rubbing of those runes.
Okay.
And then I'll tuck that away and then I'll hand it all back to him.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Quite a fascinating piece of craftsmanship. My gosh, the work that went into this.
Yeah, and there are several different gems in the hilt of this as well. Like I said, yeah. The main one is red because that was the color of his coat. So it's a ruby, but the rest of them, it's just a combination of different ones. Okay, are we done?
Well, Corey and I have a game here, so
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, that was the first couple of rooms in this cave network. So next time we will hopefully get through the caves and find the rest of the treasure, or we can go back to the ship and head to Xen'drik. Either way, we'll be back in a couple of weeks. And yeah, it's been a pleasure playing with you guys. Hope you have had fun today, and we'll catch up with you next time. I'm going to stop recording now. Bye-bye.